This is Glow in the Dark Radio. The science fiction podcast, with original independent science fiction, written and performed by Mike Luoma, with music by Kevin MacLeod. The Vatican Assassin Trilogy and The Adventures of Alibi Jones by Mike Luoma are available in ebook, trade paperback, and audiobook wherever you find your books online. Get links and details at glowinthedarkradio.com. This is the science fiction podcast, Glow in the Dark Radio. I'm your host, your writer and reader, Mike Luoma, and I've got Chapter 19 of Alibi Jones and the Sunrise of Her on the way on this episode. Alibi Jones is now on Kismet. He's in disguise with the Dakhur. He's hoping to free his former friend, Kit, from the clutches of crime lord Rene Lavallure, who owns the planet. And, if possible, rescue his girlfriend Katie Ramsey from Lavallure, too. Of course, Alibi's been told if he set foot on the planet, he's a dead man, so he's got to be very careful. That's why he's in disguise. Alibi is due to meet up with bounty hunter Brady Thomas, who went ahead of the Dakhur delegation to scout out the situation. Hopefully, he can be trusted. We'll catch up with him on Kismet as we get into Chapter 19 of Alibi Jones and the Sunrise of Her, coming up on this episode of Glow in the Dark Radio. I want to say thank you to patrons for supporting the podcast. My patrons are awesome. You can be one too. You can be awesome, just like a patron is. And if you're a patron, you know who you are. Just go to patreon.com/glowinthedarkradio. And you can sign up as a member for $2, $5, or $10 a month and help support the podcast. In book news, not great news, unfortunately. I just got a notice that Lulu, my print distributor, is raising print prices effective August 1st. So since they're my print distributor, that means the price of my printed books is going to be going up. And I can't do anything about it. Sorry. Which means, I guess, get them now if you've been thinking of getting one of my print books before the prices go up, August 1st. Not the best book news, but I did want to share that with you since I received notice of that this week. Coming up next, we'll get into Chapter 19 of Alibi Jones and the Sunrise of Her on Glow in the Dark Radio.
The Flesh Pulp Podcast. 3 to 10 minutes of fiction brought to you thrice weekly. 200 miles below the surface of the earth, at the terminus of a series of long-sealed caverns and interconnected shrines, under the shadow of the eternally bleeding eye, there is a crippled wreck of a man writing tales. Stories of a dimension engulfed in madness. He is writing them of you. Sing them all at fleshpulp.com or search for it on iTunes.
Now here's Chapter 19 of Alibi Jones and the Sunrise of Her on Glow in the Dark Radio.
There's someone who wants to see you, Thomas tells Alibi when they meet up. A dealer out on the casino floor. His name's Martin Ramsey, the girl's father. Martin? Alibi asks. Wait a sec, Katie's father? It is.
And he wants to see me?
Now that he knows you're here, Thomas says. Let's hope that news doesn't spread, Alibi says. Seems he knows where Katie is, but he won't tell me. No? No, Thomas says. He rolls his eyes. I think he wants to meet you.
Fourth table along the right-hand wall.
Alibi moves through the Kismet casino, looking for Martin Ramsey. His face itches fiercely from the fake fur mask he's wearing. Alibi peers past the fur and out from under the hood as he makes his way through the casino disguised as a Dakhur female. Alibi sizes up the man with the boot as he approaches the fourth blackjack table along the wall on the right.
Huh. Younger than I thought he'd be. Don't really see a resemblance to Katie. She must look like her mother.
Hello, Martin? Alibi asks. What? The man asks, staring back at Alibi as if looking through his disguise. Alibi freezes. Martin's on break, the man says. Didn't know he knew any aliens. Alibi doesn't respond. Cat got your tongue? The man laughs at his own joke. A short, balding, older man comes up behind the other dealer. Is there a problem? The older man asks the dealer. The first man looks away from Alibi and towards the older man. Nope. You back? Yep, the older man says. The first man hands him the boot of cards. Your deal then, Martin. And you've got something or someone looking for you. The first dealer walks away, but he steals a look back at Alibi and Martin as he goes.
Hope he doesn't cause trouble. Hope I'm a convincing Dakhur.
Can I help you? The balding older man asks, sounding timid and uncertain. Martin Ramsey? Alibi asks. Yes? Oh, I get it. You are Alibi. Yes. Alibi cuts the man off before he can finish saying his name. Is that other dealer going to cause us trouble? Alibi asks Ramsey. Who? That last guy, Alibi explains. Herbie? No, I mean, I don't think so, Ramsey answers.
Not convincing. This is Katie's father? It was his gambling that got them all stuck here in the first place. Don't want to forget that he's kind of a worm. That's a great Stop! Alibi cuts him off. Ramsey stops, but he looks hurt. Alibi tries to assuage his feelings. Thanks, Martin, but I've got to be careful. Not another word about names or, related stuff, okay? Gotcha, Ramsey confirms. Sorry, I understand you want to be careful. He leans over the table towards Alibi and says in a softer voice, But I do think we can talk here. Alibi tries to look around and case their surroundings without looking like that's what he's doing. It is pretty loud in here, with all the games and the gambling machines.
Really, Alibi isn't convinced. Thought you wanted to know where she is, Ramsey says, taking a little offense to Alibi's mistrust. I do, Alibi insists. Ramsey leans back and smooths down the front of his vest. Okay then, Ramsey says. He leans back towards Alibi. Last I knew, she was out on a dig, out in the wilds of Kismet. Wait, Alibi notices the way Ramsey phrased that sentence. Last you knew? Ramsey hesitates. I haven't seen her in about a month. Katie's kind of closer to her mother. Ramsey looks down at the table as he talks. Katie's mother and I are, separated. You told my friend you knew where she was, Alibi accuses the man. Martin Ramsey looks frustrated. Well, it was only a month ago, he protests. Where can I find Mrs. Ramsey? Alibi pushes back. She works in the kitchen. We don't see too much of each other. Thanks. Alibi nearly spits out the word. He turns and storms away from Ramsey.
Pathetic. The man is pathetic. Gee, why do you suppose Katie has trouble with men?
Alibi makes his way back to the Dakhur's rooms. He finds Kat waiting for him. I have just returned from visiting my brother, Kat tells him. I told him you have come with us here. He said you should not have come. He said you are not to come see him. Gonna be hard to rescue him without seeing him, Alibi cracks. Where are they keeping him? He is in a special holding cell, Kat says. They had just moved him from the slave quarters. Evidently our arrival, or more precisely our father's arrival, led to his transfer and special treatment. Is it easy to get to? Alibi asks. It is well guarded, Kat tells him. It is in part of the old ship, so it is near the center of the city. Is it somewhere I can go like this? Alibi wants to know, indicating his Dakhur disguise. Yes. I believe it might be expected that members of our delegation would be in that area, Kat says. Great. I'm going to go take a look. Case the situation. I'll try not to let Kit see me. Can you do something for me? Alibi asks Kat. What is that? Kat asks. I need you to find that man Brady Thomas. Get him to meet me back here. You'll need to go down into the casino. I will look for him. Summoned, Thomas meets with Alibi. Martin Ramsey was worthless, Alibi tells Thomas. Hasn't seen Katie for a month. The only worthwhile piece of info I got from him is that Katie's mother is working in the kitchen. Well, kid, at least we know where to look. Thomas tracks down Katie's mom and reports back to Alibi in hiding. She's in the kitchens, all right, Thomas tells Alibi. Couldn't see any way for you to get down there to talk to her, so I asked her about your girl myself. And? Well, she ain't on a dig, but she might be digging, Brady says. She's working on a body disposal crew. Makes trips out onto the untamed part of the planet's surface. There is some good news. Mother says those trips are under minimal supervision. Not too many guards. But there is some bad news. Okay, Alibi says, absently. He's already thinking. What are you thinking, Jones? I'm wondering, Alibi says. Wondering who I should rescue first, Kit or Katie. Yeah, that's some food for thought, Brady Thomas observes. Here's more. That bad news? The girl's mother says Lavalure had her blood laced with killbots. She can't leave the planet's orbit without them exploding and killing her instantly. Great! Alibi almost shouts with exasperation. So even if we free her, we can't take her anywhere or it'll kill her? Pretty much. God, I hate Lavalure. Join the club. It's a big one, Thomas jokes. But I thought we were coming here to spring the Dakhur prince. When did it become about this girl? Katie's part of the deal, Alibi explains, again a little exasperated. She your girlfriend then? Thomas asks. Not exactly, Alibi says. Not anymore. I mean, I don't think she is. Gotcha, kid, Thomas says with a smile. Don't worry about it. We can get her off the planet. There are ways to purge killbots from the bloodstream. Most of them aren't pleasant ways, but there are ways. Maybe you can do some poking around, find out what sort of bots Lavalure's people use, find out how they administer and purge them. Sounds like a plan, Alibi says. I don't want to go out in public here any more than I have to. Haven't run into Peterson yet. I aim to keep it that way. Can't argue with that wisdom, Thomas agrees.
That was Chapter 19 of Alibi Jones and the Sunrise of Her on Glow-in-the-Dark Radio. Well, at least Alibi Jones has some idea of where Kit is and where Katie might be found, though those killbots are certainly a complication. And it doesn't help that Kit still seems to blame Alibi for everything. We'll head back to Kismet as we get into Chapter 20 on our next episode of Glow-in-the-Dark Radio. Again, a big thank you to patrons for supporting the podcast and helping to keep things going. And if you want to learn more about doing that or becoming a part of things, go to patreon.com/glowinthedarkradio. Patrons got this episode early this week with the holiday coming, for example, because patrons get stuff for helping out. And unfortunately, in book news, I've found out the print prices of my books are all going to be going up on August 1st due to price increases well beyond my control. So I wanted to let you know about that. If you've been thinking about getting a print copy, it might be wise to do so before the 1st of August. And that is all for this week. I'm your host, your writer and reader, Mike Luoma. Thank you again for listening to Glow in the Dark Radio. Glow in the Dark Radio. This podcast presentation is copyright 2025 by Michael F. Luoma and is protected under a Creative Commons Attribution, Non-Commercial, No Derivatives 4.0 International License, CC by NC-ND 4.0. Music by Kevin MacLeod. You can find his work at Incompetech.com. Mike's books are available in ebook, paperback, and audiobook, wherever you find books online. Get links and more details at glowinthedarkradio.com and mikeluoma.com. This has been a presentation of Glow in the Dark Radio.